Ah, okay, everybody, we're back.
Oh,
Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. This is all a learning experience. And again, why is that happening? Okay. This is a learning experience, and we're gonna get this ironed out sometime soon.
and
But
I
for
love that
now,
we just show up messy. Like this is life, right? You just still show up, even if it's messy.
seriously,
It's
even
totally
if it's
okay.
messy, it's actually even better if it is, because it's funny.
Absolutely. And
And
then you're gonna look back and laugh.
All right, really quickly, Jen's pen helps you help more people in less time by creating a book filled with your ideas, expert information, and life experiences. Besides helping people, your book will show you are an authority on your subject, provides visibility, can get you onto more podcasts and more stages, and starts a deep, meaningful relationship with potential clients.
Nice.
Today, we are speaking with Robin Thomas, resident crazy person and happiness coach. Robin, welcome. Thank you for coming and for being game for all of this craziness.
You know what? It is par for the course. I wish I could say this is the first time it happened that I got so like stuck being the host as someone's thing dropped off. It's me. I'll take full ownership for it.
That's fine. Okay, I'll blame it on you. That's
I totally lay it on my shoulders. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Good. Oh, awesome. That's awesome. Robin, tell us your story. Tell us a bit about yourself, your background.
A little bit about me. So I am, I describe myself as a wildly enthusiastic, crazy person. And I have sort of been this way my whole life. But I grew up in a society, in a world where it kind of wasn't okay to be this like, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I really spent my whole life sort of thinking that there was something wrong with me. Like I really, truly was trying to be a square peg in a round hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so it made me sort of feel like I had to contain myself or smush this or not be this person. So I thought clearly there's something wrong with me. So it took me, I spent the past 20 years, 25 years doing personal development work, like teachers, gurus, healers, whatever. Just, always in search of what was wrong with me. Tell me what's wrong with me. I'll fix it. But I got to tell me what's wrong with me.
Right.
And then everything sort of, my whole world shattered, all of it, and in the end, I was left with just me. So I was like, well, okay, you've been doing this work for now, at the time, it was like 15 years. And they all say you're enough as is, you're perfect, just as you are. So maybe there isn't something fundamentally broken inside of me, right?
Yeah, that's a good realization.
Right? It was kind of one of those good place to start. Let's just try that on for size. And so eventually I got to the place where I was like, well, okay, if there's nothing broken with me, maybe it's actually okay just to be me, just as is. Another really great realization. And then ultimately I got to this place of like, I'm actually pretty damn cool, right? But why don't we all just know this inherently, right? Right. Yes. And so, but that's the point, is like, that's why I do what I do now, is because I want everybody alive to know that you're really freaking cool as is.
Right.
And don't let them tell you anything differently, because the world needs your light. And that's really where I am now, is like, I teach women to fall in love with themselves because the world needs us.
So true. That is so true. And there were so many good realizations right in just that story. You know what I mean? Just coming to it's such a sad commentary that so many people, especially, I mean, I would say especially women, but I'm a woman and that's my experience. So I can't speak for men. So I'm going to go from especially women that I know. Just thinking there's something wrong with them, apologizing for showing up as who they are.
Exactly. It's like that chronic not good enoughness that just we all sort of have innately. And who knows, is that societal? Is that from millennia of us being told we're not? Who knows what that is? But I do sort of feel like, and maybe men experience it differently, but I think specifically it's women have this sort of chronic people pleasing, not good enough anxiety.
Yes.
That is just useless. It's just so, it doesn't serve us anymore to have this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's such, we are put into a box. There's a nice, even today, there's just a box of nice girls. What you do, if you're a nice lady, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I think, men's characteristics are allowed a bit more free reign. Right. You know, a man's passionate, a woman's emotional.
Exactly. Like even anger. We're not even allowed anger, really. It has to be
Right?
socially acceptable, and like, right, we're
Yes.
not allowed to be.
Yeah,
We're not
why
allowed
don't
to
they
be.
just, yeah, why
Yeah.
don't they give us a smile? Just smile.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So I do feel like, but I think
Oh,
women
sorry.
do that to ourselves just as much
It's
as
so
like,
true.
I don't think it's a male or female thing. I think we have that inherently. We own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's right. So
it's imprinted on the culture pretty
I.
much in our cultural mindset.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay. Well, so tell us a bit more about how you got into being a happiness expert coach, wildly
Um,
enthusiastic, crazy person.
well, I like the
Always.
always. I was always that. So I've been a coach for over a decade. I took my first coaching program when I was it was 2010, I think. Um, and I remember being in that coaching program. I was 35 at the time, and
Mhm.
one of the things we had to do was we had to get up on stage in front of everybody and just show our authentic selves. And I
Mhm.
watched all these people get up on stage and like really show their authentic selves, and I was amazed. And I got a lot later and later, and I was like, I was one of the last people to go, and I'm like, so then I get up on stage and I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I have no idea what am I supposed. I don't even know who that is. And then the worst thing that could happen was I burst into tears. I burst into tears on stage in front of a room full of strangers, and I just was like, I have nightmares about this. Is actually a recurring nightmare for me. And I remember very clearly my coach came up to me and she said, "Give me all the fear, give me all the doubt, just give it all to me." And I like handed it to her like an energetic ball, and she said, now open your arms really wide and just let them see you as is." Right? Yes.
That's intense. That's intense.
Yes. And that was a life-changing moment for me. That was like really one of those. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
was it the worst thing that could happen that you burst into tears, or was it the best thing that could happen?
It was absolutely the best thing that could have happened to me at the time.
That's amazing. I mean, I just love stories of people getting that realization in life. You know what I mean? Like, it just sounds like such a relief and a
Mm-hmm.
release.
Yeah, it really was. It was amazing. Then all of my whole classmates stood up and gave me like a standing ovation. Like, it was like one of those brilliant moments of
Yeah, it's like one of those life moments where you're like, that was good.
yeah, that was a red letter day for sure.
Right. That was a good day.
No, so that's why I do what I do, because I really, when you have that feeling inside, the world is a safer, easier, happier place. And I really want people, specifically women, to feel that. I really want them to feel at home in their skin.
That's amazing. So how do you go about doing that? You're coaching, someone comes to you. How do you do it?
I mean, first of all, we do a lot of work around clearing out all the bullshit of like all of the story, right? We do a lot of like inner child work, or I do a lot of shadow work. I actually do a lot of work around, where are you judging, where are you losing your power, where are the subconscious beliefs in there, and uncovering like who in there feels it. So a big part of what we do, I teach my clients how to feel their feelings, how to just feel them.
Yeah,
without
sorry.
judgment.
That's something I'm dealing with right now. And it's like, feeling your feelings is crazy.
Right? but like, if you ever watch a little kids cry their heart out, and then
Yeah.
15 minutes later they're totally fine. And if we allowed ourselves that expression, energy and motion, it's all going to flow through. But they get stuck, and we hold on to them, and we judge them. We tell ourselves there's something wrong with us for feeling the way we feel.
Right.
Right. So what I teach my clients is, feel your feelings. Well, who in there feels it? What kind of compassion do they need to be able to move forward from this? And how can we tell a different story?
Compassion for themselves.
Compassion for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the person in there who feels it.
Totally.
Right? Maybe you were 6, maybe you were 46, maybe you were 20, but whatever's in there, let it be okay.
Right. So I mean, as someone who's kind of coming to this herself recently, like allowing myself to feel my feelings and stuff like that, like I get there, when you get overwhelmed, and you're like, okay, where do I put this energy? like, and it gets scary, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
like you can end up dancing around and being like, oh, okay, I don't know what to do with this. Like, I know what I normally would do with it, and that's not good. So I can't do that.
Right.
So what do you tell them to do with it?
I really tell them to like, I create a safe, my job as a coach is to create a safe container. Like I actually said to one of my clients the other day, I'm kind of sandwiching your heart energetically so you can feel this and not be flooded by it. Right? Because I think that the fear of the feeling is what keeps us. That's why we get that sort of like, I don't know what to do with this. It's the fear of the feeling, right? So I really work with helping my clients by showing them and then teaching them how to allow that feeling in without fear of being flooded. Right. I give them the experience in a session or in a class or something. And I tell them that I show them that it's okay, that it's not gonna, even if you flood, it's gonna be okay.
Yes. That's an incredible realization to have.
Right.
I like the amount of stress and anxiety that surrounds trying not to feel an emotion. It's so much worse than the actual
exhausting emotion.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like I'm feeling this not horrible emotion, but this emotion that I am uncomfortable with, plus all the stress and anxiety of trying to get rid of it.
Exactly.
Or trying to not feel it or do something to fix it. Like that's so much worse.
Exactly. And it's so much effort and time and energy, all of it built up into this one little thing that if you let yourself feel it would be 15 minutes or a half an hour of pain.
Yeah. Exactly. And it just, every time you do it, you relax more into it. And you're like, okay, actually, what you were saying, like, I'm okay. I can be sad and be okay. I can be horrified and be okay. I can be desperate and be okay. You know what I mean? Well, maybe not desperate, but
I think even desperation, like I went through when my world fell apart, I went through this real dark night, the darkest night, dark night. And it probably lasted a year, right? But my knees hit the floor. I blew up my marriage, and then I got my heart shattered, and then I got myself fired from my job, and then I was homeless and unemployed. So like I was lost and I lost. And in those dark moments, it was devastating. It was desperate, right?
Yeah.
But I had to sit in that too. Like I had to sit and stay in the uncomfortableness of the desperation.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yes.
That's a hard one.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I can imagine wanting to get away from that. Absolutely.
And often I did. I tried everything I could to try to get out of that, right? Yeah. And ultimately I couldn't. So this is why I do what I do, is that I know what it's like to have to be so lost and just cry. I just weep. I used to just cry. I think I cried for a year, right? And I had to just be okay with it. And so now I know I can hold that space. Yeah. So this is what I do for my clients, is I can say, it's okay.
Yes.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel on this.
It always seems to be like the worst moments in life that teach you that, right?
100%.
You know, it's like, and then going on from there, you're like, I got through that.
Exactly.
I can get through that.
Exactly. Bring it. Right. And I think that's what the dark night teaches us. It teaches us that sense of self that then becomes unshakable. And that's what happiness is. Happiness is nothing. The world outside is always going to be the world outside.
Yes.
Our job is to not let it drown us.
Absolutely. It's so true. It's crazy when you, and then the ability, once you realize you have the ability to weather that kind of storm, everything seems easier. And also your self-esteem just goes crazy.
Right.
And you are like, bring it on. Like, okay, next.
Yep.
Next, let me deal with the next thing. I'll show you how good I can deal with that.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So when you found yourself coming out of your dark place, let's talk about that. How did you come out of that place? How did I come out of it?
Well, like I said, at that point, I had been doing personal growth for, probably 15 years at that point, right? And I had some tools and resources. I had some stuff. I was in the second year of a 3-year mastery program. So I sort of had a little bit of, and I had been a healer and a teacher and a coach, right? So I sort of I really started applying everything I had ever learned. I always sort of learned as in service of someone else, right? I always thought I'm good if I'm helping someone, but it was never necessarily, for me. I mean, ultimately I realized it should have been, but like, I was always going to be it was always going to be I learned this to teach it. I learned this to teach it. Right. So what I started doing is really applying what I had learned as practice. And I started doing some mirror work. Like I started like really meeting myself in my eye, like looking at me with like, hey, I'm sorry. I did a practice called Ho'oponopono.
Okay.
Which is the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness. And it's basically taking ownership for everything that ever has happened for you, not to you. And you're taking ownership for everything that's in your energy field. So I'd be like, I'm so sorry that I've ignored us for so long. Please forgive me. And then the next phrase is, I love you, which I couldn't quite manage at the time, but I could be like, you're okay, you'll do.
I'll work on it.
Exactly. Thank you for being there anyway. And I did that. I made sure I sort of did that every single day. I did that every single day for 30 days. And then I did it for 60 days. And then I absolutely did it for 90 days. I would make myself every single day. If it was like 11 o'clock at night, I got back into bed. I was like, I didn't do the Ho'oponopono. I would get up out of bed and do the mirror work. Wow. Because I felt so committed to having it. The light was getting in. I was finally starting to be able to say, I love you.
Yes.
Right.
You see the little bit of the crack and you're like, wait, let's
keep peeling it back.
I know I can.
Yeah. And I used my tribe of support people, and I said, okay, if I'm enough as is, let's use that as the baseline, because that was true. Well, they told me it was true, so I'm going to try to pretend to believe it.
Right. And sometimes that's how it starts. You have to pretend, like, okay, I don't believe this now, but I'm just going to say it's true.
Yep. Please give me the strength to find that that's true somewhere.
Yeah.
That's
fantastic. That's fantastic. That's so good, and affirming to hear, and I especially, like, I do videos. I don't know. I do some videos that are about emotional wellness and an emotional journey, trying to deal with my emotions. And a lot of it is very reflected in what you say, what you're talking about right now. And it's very affirming to hear it from someone who's like, no, this is actually how you do it. I'm like, oh, good. I'm doing it right.
I don't even know what I'm doing. So good on you. No, yeah, I think.
So that's awesome. Okay, well, Robin, this has been awesome. Can you tell people how to get in touch with you?
So how to get in touch with me? I have a Facebook group, Fierce Happy Women. I go live there once a week, and I do all kinds of postings and all that. So Fierce Happy Women is sort of like my group of people that are just like, yes. I have also a website, phoenix-rising-healings.com, and I have a Facebook page, Phoenix Rising Healings. I have sort of a fledgling Instagram. I'm kind of all over the place, but Phoenix Rising Healings on Facebook and the website, and my Fierce Happy Women group is kind of like my baby.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, please do. It's a really kind of neat community.
So we'll put all that information down at the bottom of the comments section right after this. And I just want to thank you so much for being on the show. This has been really fun.
Thank you.
I think it's very useful for people too.
I agree. I really firmly, I know this, I really believe that, like, if everybody alive was doing some kind of work to get to this sort of like internal state, that's what's going to save us. That's what's going to heal us.
Just to know is that you can be okay.
Yes.
Like it's terrible. Yeah. Maybe what's going on right now is absolutely horrible. And like the culmination of, 40 years of whatever it is that's been going on in your life, you can still be okay. And you can move forward, and you can feel better, and you can have a better life.
We're being called to do it right now. We're being like commanded to do it right now, because we are the ones we've been waiting for. It's like, that's what we need right now, is to do this work.
No one else can do it for you.
Absolutely not.
You know, so everybody, if you are feeling it, give Robin a call because she knows some shit.
Right.
All right.
I have an in-person workshop on the 25th. If anybody's like local, I have an in-person workshop on the 25th, and we will actually do some real world stuff to help us move through. And then we're going to end up with a healing at the Salt Room in Westboro. I'm like super excited about my in-person day. So
that's awesome. So where is it taking place? Westboro?
So there's one place in Natick, and then the end of the day is up at the Salt Room at Just Breathe Wellness in Westboro, and we're going to do like a healing in the Salt Room with the healing and a meditation, and like I'm like crazy excited about it. So
that is awesome. You're a Reiki practitioner too, right?
Yep, I'm a Reiki Master. I have a slew of I collect certificates and degrees. So I'm a Reiki Master and energy matrix and full spectrum healing. I do all kinds of stuff.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is really wonderful.
This has been really fun. We should definitely do this again sometime soon.
Totally.
All right. Bye, everyone.